Yes, well, this is the first time that the ASEAN leaders have gathered in person for a summit since November 2019. The last 2 years, Brunei and Vietnam had to host virtually by Zoom. So Prime Minister Hun Sen, the host, greeted the leaders one at a time as they came in, and then after some brief local dance performance, he gave his opening speech in which he referred to this time as a most uncertain juncture. The need of unity and cooperation is greater than ever as the countries seek to rebound from the pandemic, rebuild economically, and sustain economic growth. And he said that in the run-up to this summit, with the meetings held by the foreign ministers and other senior officials, they've shown great unity, ASEAN, he said, but it has to be said they've also shown great unity to exclude Myanmar from these meetings. In the past, ASEAN has really struggled to come to a consensus on Myanmar, which has been a perennial black cloud hanging over this organization. But in this case, they've all agreed that Myanmar isn't following through on its commitments with ASEAN to pursue a peace plan in that country. And so once again, their leaders, the military leaders, have been excluded from this meeting. So it's ASEAN unity minus Myanmar, also minus Malaysia's politicians, because they're in the midst of an election campaign. So we have 8 of the 10 leaders gathered here, and they'll be meeting, holding the plenary session, the main meeting, in a matter of minutes. And yes, the focus has to be on economic recovery, on growth, sustaining growth, on tackling inflation. Worries about geopolitics and geopolitical uncertainties will certainly rise up as well.
A lot of information from the opening ceremony indeed. Then what about the next few days? What can we expect from the summit and also other events?
Yes, the sideline meetings are also very important here. The meetings of ASEAN plus its dialogue partners, starting today with the ASEAN plus China meeting. Now, ASEAN and China are both signatories and participants in the giant free trade deal, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, and so both parties will be looking to take advantage of that, to pursue greater trade and investment than it already is. And it has to be said that while China has been ASEAN's major trading partner, #1 trading partner for a number of years, during the pandemic, ASEAN became China's #1 trading partner too, overtaking the EU. There'll also be the ASEAN plus 3 meeting summit with Japan, South Korea and China as well, and sideline meetings with US President Biden and Russia's representative Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister. And then we move to the East Asia Summit, which includes ASEAN and its 8 dialogue partners, 18 countries in all, and we're expecting geopolitics to be front and center in those meetings, although nobody can lose sight of the greater economic concerns of sustaining global growth right now and bringing down inflation as well.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Ramel. So reporting from the ASEAN Summit in Phnom Penh.